Clarisy, Shade and Kymba this morning. Mix 94.5 for the gold mining industry. 19 to 8. These guys know about gold. They know about playing live in Perth tonight because they're going to be at Metropolis in Fremantle. We speak of Hanson. They're in the building. They're in town. Isaac and Taylor. Boys, welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for me.
What's it like working with siblings? Like, I've always wanted to get a band together with my sister, but
except neither of you have talent.
We'd break up just walking through the kitchen.
That's because she's heard you sing.
Yeah, well,
It's a lot like that.
Yeah.
We want to break up every day time we walk in the kitchen.
No, surely you've got that sort of love for each other that it's not going to happen.
Well, part of what you said though is true that not every sibling group should be in a band together. It doesn't always work out.
I love the way people would be like, I've always wanted to start a band with my brother, but we can never work together. Well, that's why you're not in a band.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you have no talent.
Yeah. The music is what's kept us together. I mean, we had a breakout success as kids, but we didn't ever get into it to like have this, kind of, here's a brother young band novelty thing. We just got lucky that our first record had success when we were really young. I mean, most musicians start as kids. Start in your teen years.
You just don't hear about it until they're
playing garage bands for years, and then finally get signed. And so, the brother thing is kind of the side note. Really, it's the music that keeps it going. Otherwise, we would definitely the way we're different enough that we are. Our interests span, far beyond music, so I think the music kind of keeps us back.
Yeah. So the fact there's only two of you here, you haven't lost your drummer somewhere, have you?
Unfortunately, Zach is very under the weather right now. He actually has been having some trouble singing because he had a real bad cough.
We got here and he got the flu, basically.
Not good.
That's right. Now, we should say there are a lot of people who do refer to you guys as the kid band and refer to Mbop. You've had so many albums since, just to give a bit of a cover of that. You've sold over 16 million records worldwide, 8 top 40 albums in the US alone. Mm-hmm. Do album sales count to you guys? Because as you say, you kind of live and breathe music. You've been doing it your whole lives. Does it matter, or are you just doing what you love?
Well, it always matters.
Don't buy it or don't go do it, then you can't really do it as a profession. So it matters on one level of reaching people and having an audience, but you do it because you're proud of it and because you believe in it. And when things change and adjust, like people not buying records like they used to, and they're doing things different ways, you have to be creative.
You got to be live more.
Yeah. You got to be live more, and then you got to think about yourself as people want to connect with you. I mean, that's what music. There's more music being exchanged now than there's ever been ever.
Thanks to the internet.
And so you've got to ask yourself, well, if people love this thing so much, why is everybody freaking out about the fact that there's no business around it? It's because people are not being creative about the way you connect. So. I mean, live is important. Realizing that it's a community. I mean, like, we get to be here. I mean, first time we came to Australia was 17 years ago, and like we have to be able to have a sold out tour and have fans all over that are engaged. They're not just engaged because of this one song. They're engaged because there's all this stuff happening around it. So,
I mean, truth is, we could play some of the early songs at the top of the set, and everybody would be in the room the whole night long. It's not really. It's about moving forward as much as it is looking back. But the nice thing about the looking back part is just that you have that emotional connection with people. You have that history with them, and so on some level or another.
And then you look down the line and you're like, okay, that person's been here since the first record. That person wasn't born when the first record happened.
That's all right.
And then you also do creative things. Like the truth is, we're really entrepreneurs. Like, we love starting things, getting something else off the ground. And like last year, we launched our own beer.
Rock and roll.
You and Kiss at the same time. Love it.
Well, they have coffins. Coffins comes after.
Yeah, maybe.
But just being creative about ways that
it's Gene Simmons for you.
It's connected with your fans and sharing your passion with people.
You talk about coming to Australia 17 years ago. I've been looking at the map of North America. Tulsa, Oklahoma, where you're from, right?
Yeah.
We're giving away a trip this morning to Houston. You guys been to Houston?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Houston's relatively close. Houston's nice. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Houston's huge. It's enormous.
And what about Tulsa, where you guys are from? Is that like it's near
it's probably
Memphis, that kind of thing?
It's probably similar to as far as population, similar to Perth, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and probably as far as vibe in general, I think it's friendly folks, not too pretentious.
I think if you want to experience America at its true core, it's a great place to go. It's not a tourist attraction particularly.
So we go New York, LA,
of course we do. Vegas.
We don't go to Tulsa.
Yeah, if you want to Florida, if you really want to experience America, you need to get in a car and do a road trip across.
Yeah, I agree.
Across the middle of America.
I will say Houston is an interesting take on it though too, because Houston is definitely a little bit more like the kind of rugged American thing.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
it is.
Interesting.
And
Rugged pop.
if you want to go, Tulsa actually has a great music history. If you want barbecue, you got to come to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Texas. It's just
Let's talk about the
we call
southern
it
food.
we call it meat candy. You know, you eat it, you're like, this is not meat.
Meat
It's
candy.
so good.
Wow,
it's out of
all
control.
Marinades and
Yeah,
things, isn't it?
it just melts.
Guys,
Anyway.
talk about music being shared so much these days, but the social media thing's really taken off. And I've got to say, as a music fan, I was telling these guys, I sent a tweet to Courtney Love after she got on stage the other night, and she sent a personal tweet back.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did the same last year with Gene Simmons. He sent a personal tweet back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good is that connection with your fans that you can, and it can be anywhere
It's
in the world?
crazy. Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, honestly, that is the one thing, if there were anything I wish that you did have in 1997, it would have been that. Just
Yeah.
because, for no other reason except for the fact that personal connection is that much more, attainable and real, and it provides no filter.
Yeah.
In a cool way between you and the fans. It's like, okay, and not only is it no filter, but it's actually instantaneous as well.
The thing about this, thinking about our fan base now, I mean, we have all these slices of fans that have stuck with us for different times. But when our first record came out, we actually really were one of the first bands that could actually talk to our fans directly through the website. Social media, Facebook didn't exist, but you were using forums, you were using the website, people were going there. And that's one of the reasons why when we started our record company 10 years ago, we could do that because we knew where our fans were.
Someone
Like, we
tweeted
knew
us
what they
10
were.
minutes ago and said, I'm listening to your interview from Chile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's how crazy this is because we put you guys in a
Isabel,
tweet.
she's listening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isabel.
Well, hello, Isabel. Thank you for listening all the way
It
from
just
Chile.
sounded creepy when you said that.
Yeah, actually.
I know.
Oh.
When men say hello like that, they always go into that lower register.
We talk about you guys being around for a while, M-Bop and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us
M-Bop.
what's is it M-Bop?
Yeah,
Yeah, the rest of us say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us the change in your lives and the music industry since then. Obviously, to have this longevity that
Yeah.
you've got something going for
Yeah.
you, but it's changed a lot, yeah?
Well, it has.
It's changed a lot, yeah.
The new record's called Anthem. It's our 6th record. Wrote it, produced it. Have some amazing guests on it. We have horn arranger did arrangements for Michael Jackson and many others. But what's changed? I mean, the music has always kind of gone back to classic rock and roll and soul music. I mean, that's what got us into making records. And,
Right.
And I think every time you put out a record, you just push yourself a little bit to add something new to it.
Yeah.
And this record really brings back guitar. You hear all these influences. Actually, like a huge, you hear AC/DC, really, classic rock in this record, and then you hear soul music.
Yeah.
And you just keep pulling in those new influences and make records that you just absolutely love.
I watched you guys online doing Anthem live, and I recommend that people have a look because I didn't know what to expect either, and I was like, this is not what people might think that Hanson are about.
When our first record came out, we were so young that people had this assumption that we were kind of this pop thing. But if you watch our videos from the first record, like we opened our tour in '98 with "Give Me Some Lovin'" by
Spencer Davis Group.
Yeah, why not?
like that's
And
what
Shake
we,
It Till.
that's what we grew up with. So our record, the truth is, Hanson has always been the band Hanson. You know what I'm talking about. Has always been
Talk about it the
has
first
always been
verse.
this
It's on
kind
my
of
running sheet. that
garage
you're in
band.
here, yeah.
You know? So, but yeah, it's the live show is really important, and that's one of the reasons why touring, being here right now, is so important to us. So.
Yeah. What kind of people have you met? You talk about Give It Some Love, and I'm thinking about
Yeah.
Steve Winwood's great voice in that. The
Yeah.
people you've met, and I've seen your doco, and there's some guys in music and girls in music who you guys have bumped into. You must be pretty chuffed that you've had these influences and friends over the years now.
Oh yeah, I mean we have had the extreme pleasure of, in some cases very briefly, but nonetheless meeting people like the late James Brown and Paul
We've
McCartney
met some of our
and
idols,
Billy Joel, who's a huge influence on all of us as a songwriter. I mean, he is one of the best pop lyricists I think ever, and certainly songwriters as well as melody and all that kind of stuff. And haven't met Chuck Berry yet, but need to fix that because it would just be so cool to have the chance to just shake his hand and say thank you very much for inspiring all of us.
Watch out, Keith Richards bet him he's a bit grumpy.
Yeah.
I know. He is a bit grumpy,
Chuck's
unfortunately.
got that story that he gets money up front.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I want my money up front.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
screwed too many times.
Yeah, exactly. Well, James Brown wouldn't do a show without cash in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, he must have been excited. The
Oh.
new movie coming out, of course,
absolutely.
which looks amazing. Yeah.
And Hanson have got a brand new bag. You guys, you playing tonight?
Yeah,
That's
we are
right.
playing tonight
Metropolis.
in Fremantle. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hopefully, Zach's improving and feeling better by this evening.
One way or another, the show will go on, and
Yeah.
we'll have a
We'll
have
roll
a
him
great
out
look.
there regardless,
Weekend at Bernie's.
And here's our drummer,
He's
Zach.
got the flu. doing the marionette thing. No.
Actually, I've seen the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon this week. Shane and I were talking about the fact you just get Questlove because he joined in the band when Kings of Leon's drummer got injured in a bus crash during the week. So
Yes,
just,
right.
we'll call the guy from the Roots over. And
Yeah, well,
join
that's
in.
fine.
Yeah.
Actually, Questlove did some remixes for us. We could call him.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Great music,
Hey,
great
Quest,
man.
you need to fly all the way down to Australia for it.
Hey, guys, great to see you in Perth, and the fans are stoked about you being back in
Thanks
town.
for having us.
Thanks.
See you tonight. Good to see the guys.